Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Oztron and we are back inside of GearBlocks, and for today's episode we are going to take a closer look at our suspension and see if we can resolve a few issues that we have going on with this thing. And as you guys know, in the last episode we were able to get up quite a good speed on this thing. We were able to go up to 300-400 miles an hour, but the vehicle gets pretty unstable once we get to, really just over 150 miles an hour. It seems to kind of oscillate back and forth and back and forth. And I've been, modifying the suspension quite a bit and trying to figure out, I've gone through 2 different suspension designs and I'm still kind of running into this issue. And I know a lot of you guys are having the same issue as well. A lot of you have commented and everybody's like coming up with suggestions and some feedback on my comment section on some areas that I should try. And a lot of people are suggesting that my drive shafts are kind of the weak point and that they're causing the oscillation, between the tires because they're not very strong. So I went ahead and swapped out the drive shafts to kind of this other style here, which is just really like these, almost like a U-joint style of a shaft, where it just has these, I don't know really what you call these, but these are just more of like the 2-joint knuckle thing pieces, and they're not the normal joints, which are like right here. So these little CV joints is what I was using before, and so we went to this, or I went to this knuckle style mixed with this knuckle joint, and that was suggested to be a more solid connection. I'm not sure if it's smoother or if it's going to cause any issues, so I just swapped this out. I haven't really actually tested this yet, but I went ahead and swapped it out before starting this episode, so that could be kind of the first area that we test. And then some other guys, on the comment section have suggested that, I need to turn up the shocks up really high. I've tried that and that doesn't really work. I've maxed out these shocks quite a bit. I've experimented with the dampening and with the spring rate as well, and I do have the large springs back in the back here, and it doesn't seem to matter what I have these set on. And same goes for the little torsion bar up here, the little anti-roll bar, so that doesn't seem to affect it either. Now, one of you guys, I think he suggested quite a few things that I think actually might help out with this particular setup. And he goes by, let's see, he's Evil Daddy 911, and he suggested that I look at my mounting points down here on my lower control arms. And he noticed, oh, I can't get down there. Let's see, let's highlight this, bring it up a little higher. So he suggested right here that these joints are actually, the way that I have it set up, are interfering with the frame because it's squared off. This is a straight square piece, and as the suspension goes up, that the tolerances here are pretty close, and that it's interfering with this frame rail, the square rail here, and it's not allowing the suspension to compress, although it does when you lower this to the ground. And matter of fact, if I unfreeze it and we get our selection tool, you can see that it's sagging down just like it should. And if I bring it up, let's see, let me get in a better spot here. We can see that it does go up, and you can see that the suspension does go, and it does, have some travel to it. But he was saying that, this right here is causing a binding in the suspension, and then, mixed with the springs as well, that it's causing like a interference and this possible, oscillation between the two devices, from this trying to push the suspension down, while the suspension is going up, and then this trying to push it back down as well, that it's causing this weird reaction. And then also we would have that same thing going on in the front as well, because we have the same situation. And he was saying he was able to see the frame actually flex. And I'm not sure, maybe he got better eyes than I do, but maybe he is seeing that. And so I wanted to test that out. So let's unfreeze that. And what I did is I built a little rig over here to simulate what I have going on here, and maybe a possible fix to this that might resolve that issue that we could do that wouldn't take too much of a complete redesign. So if we look over here, I have a similar thing. So this would be basically, our frame rail, right? So this is our frame rail. And what I've done is I've simulated this side right here to be exactly like this, how it is on a car. It's just kind of upside down so that we can actually see it a little better. So this is, inverted, so to speak, so that I can just use plain gravity to see just where our movement is limited. And then over here, I have pretty much exactly the same setup. It's identical, right? It looks exactly the same. However, I'm using this piece right here. So I'm using one of these to allow more room of, for the, freedom of travel over here. And so that it won't bind as much. So since this is rounded on this end and this is rounded, this should allow this to have more travel before it starts to bind up. And then another solution that we could possibly do is over here on our back, I might be able to actually just replace this center section right there with and remove it altogether. But I do need something to hold the axle in, or the rear end assembly right here. So our differential needs some block to hold it in at the very end. So we need some part of our chassis there to still exist. But luckily we have a 1 block width between here that we could do that. So right here is our drive shaft to the wheels, and we would remove a block there and a block right here to allow the suspension to have full travel with no binding, hopefully. So let's go over here and unlock this. I put a pin in it, didn't I? Yeah, there we go. So let's unlock that, and there we go. Okay, so we can immediately see the difference between what I have on the car now and what would happen if I swap out those pieces for rounded pieces. So we can certainly see that it is causing a restriction. And if I go to my selection tool, we can see right here, normally it would be straight. So it has a little bit of travel, which is what we're seeing. And probably under acceleration, the rear end tends to have like anti-squat, and it squats down. And if it squats down past this point, then it may cause the suspension to try to bind, or may cause the binding, which then may cause that weird oscillation that we're seeing with the rear end. So if I kind of pull down on this a little bit, you guys can see it kind of has like a spring effect, right? Because it's actually binding up. Now over here, we get way more travel, and it may solve the issue. But if we get more travel than this, then I would assume it would cause the same thing. But it doesn't seem to have the same like spring thing. I mean, maybe a little bit if I pull it real far down, but I don't know. So it's either do something like this or make it to where we remove this section all together. Let's see, can I select it? Here we go. Do I have it? I think I have it. Is it all locked together? No, there we go. So if we remove it like this, and then we remove that one, and then we maybe create a piece like this and attach it something like that. Now let's just take this piece. I'm going to snap it onto the back here. Now if we do something like this to where it's totally free underneath the pivot point of the lower control arm, when I go to unfreeze it, let's see, unfreeze. Look at that. So now we have full max travel. I mean, that is as max as you can get as far as the travel goes. And let's unfreeze it again and select that thing. That's what I meant to do. Oh, did I? What happened? Did I? Okay, hang on 1 second. I flipped the whole thing. So here, can we flip? What? All right, well, I done messed it up. Okay, so let's select the whole thing here. And it's not straight anymore. Can I just undo all that? Let's see. I'm gonna undo. Maybe I select it, hit T. What the heck? There we go. And then, okay, there we go. Jeez. All right, so yeah, so if I release it and we can see, and then I go to select that tool now. Now I can select everything. Now we have full movement of this bar. It's totally free with no binding at all. So this might be the better option. I just don't know if I can do that. So we're going to have to see exactly what we can do. So let's take a look at what it's doing now. So we come over here and let's pull this pin out, park it right there, and let's drop the vehicle down. We can see now, do I have everything connected here? Let's go to our tools, get inside this thing, and is everything connected? It's not, our little thing is not connected. I need to turn it on. That would help. Turn on. Is that not turned on? There we go. Okay. Oh, and another thing I did also is actually there's a couple of things. So the same guy, Mr. Evil Daddy, he suggested or said that I had my servo here set to keys toggle the activation of it, which I was like, okay, I thought I needed to have it that way, but apparently I don't. So now it actually changes gears with one key press of my controller or the keyboard, which is good. So now all of that works the way that it should. So if we look here and I want to go up a gear, wrong gear, wrong thing. If I want to go up a gear, it goes up in sync with the gears. So there we are in 6th gear, and I went one too far. So I have to go back an extra, shoot. So that's one problem, is we need to figure out a way to stop it. So I need it to go, I have to start in 1st. So there's, well, I guess that's 1st. And then that's 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then I think there's 6 gears on this transmission. There might only be 5, but I don't know. Anyway, so let's check it out. I also added a clutch that's just a regular clutch right here. So this is set to just activate when I'm on the gas. So when I'm not on the gas, it automatically disengages, which actually helps a ton. And that actually keeps my vehicle from spinning out of control, because apparently when it starts to, slow down, when you let off the gas, the torque from the transmission and all the spinning components are still trying to go, and you stop giving it power, then it all starts to slow down, and it actually makes the vehicle like tip over. So anyway, all right, let's test this out now. All right, and we can see, I do think those axles did kind of help a little bit, but I don't know. But we can see the rear end kind of jiggling around, and you see how that oscillation is happening. It's happening in the front and in the back, and then this is what happens. So it starts to throw us out of control, and that is not what we want. So let's go shift down, and let's go back to our area here, do a shift up, and then we'll just leave it here. And then where is my, oh geez, see, it gets so unstable due to that. All right, let's get back to our little area there. Right, I'm following the map. Yeah, it's so unstable. Okay, there it is. There's our stuff over there. So I'm really hoping that fixing the lower control arms like that will actually help. So let's go right here. And our stuff, I guess it's right next to us. We'll just stop right there and get out. Okay. We'll pull this up in the air like that. And I want to look at a couple other things. Where's that little pin at? We're going to take the pin, stick this pin right, put the pin right there, so lose our part of our car. So another thing I wanted to look at is another guy. I don't know how to say his name, but it's like Bernard Agmares 9474, something like that. Agmares. Shoot, I don't know how to say that. But I think the first part of the name is Bernard Agmares. I don't know. So anyway, he actually made a vehicle, and he spotted it in my construction thing from one of my previous episodes. And he did this RGS Racing A7 car right here. And this thing is pretty awesome. I like this thing. It's very interesting how he accomplished a lot of the suspension elements. So it kind of has this like F1, look to it. And it's got this 3-speed transmission back here that's kind of sticking out the back, like a F1 car would have like their gears sticking out the back here. And then he has this really, really wide stance of the suspension. And then what he's using, instead of springs, he's using the torsion bars here, and he's using this little torsion spring to handle the spring rate of the front, suspension and the rear. And it's basically one suspension line that's going through. He's got another one on the bottom right here that I believe goes to a torsion bar underneath, and then it connects to the torsion bar in the back as well. And this controls the back suspension. And I think there's even another one up on top, maybe not. Maybe it's just this one on the bottom and then this one up front. But it seems like he has two up front, or maybe there's this one in the, I don't really know. But we'll have to take it apart to look at it. But he suggested I look at his car because his car does 250 miles an hour with the 3-speed setup, and it is perfectly stable with this type of rear suspension. And I've thought about switching back to this kind of setup, and so I might end up doing that if the changes that we do over there don't work. But this is not using the normal default spindles or any of the normal stuff. It's basically a complete, custom-made suspension setup, and there are no, glitched components in this or anything in here that is using any kind of little hack thing that is trying to make it work like a lot of the transmissions use. And it is, fully vanilla basically, and seems to be pretty interesting setup. So let's drop his car down. You guys can get an idea. Now this car, the suspension's pretty low. Like there's not a lot of ground clearance between this one. So that part I don't really like, but I think we can make it to where, I can do a similar setup where it is not so low to the ground. I mean, obviously this is for a racetrack, but I find even on the racetracks that there are some just mysterious little elements that, like invisible elements, that the car will hit and just send it out of control. But you guys can see how this setup is working. It's got, pretty stiff suspension, not a lot of dampening in the back. Now the front has a lot more dampening. You see that? You can even hear it. It's just thud, thud. So that has like serious dampening going on in the front. So let's get in this thing and start it up. Where's the seat at here? Let's release it again and then get inside. And luckily he's got joystick controls on this one. So let's move our thing here. And we do have first person, so he's got it there. I'm not going to worry about changing it to imperial, whatever, miles per hour. So let's start this. I think G starts, right? Is it not starting? Let's see. What do we have? We have L, S, G. Are we in it? Or did we? Oh, I think we have to wait, select. What in the world is going on? What? Why are we not? Oh, okay. What the heck is happening? All right. Okay. Is it unlocked? Yeah, okay. So there we go. I think that's it. All right, let's get inside. Oh, there it goes. All right. So this thing revs up high. And let's go to our rear thing. And now let's see. I don't know, remember what makes this. Oh, okay. Hang on. I think we over revved it. That happens when you over rev. Let's start again. I'm going to try to change it into, oh, there we go. Look at the gear shift. It's like a whole huge assembly. I'm going to put it in like a high gear. Yeah, there we go. We're going to start off in a high gear just so that we don't over rev the suspension. And then let's adjust the mouse here so that we can see how the suspension acts. Oh my gosh, get over there. All right, but look at this. So pretty controllable. The rear end is not doing any kind of oscillation, and this is maxed out. So, but it is at about 250 miles an hour. So we're totally maxed out. It's fully controllable. I mean, I am fully, wheel lock to wheel lock, not losing any control, and it is staying steady on the ground. I can see one of the tires. Whoa. I was about to say, I can see one of the tires lifting up a little bit, but I think that's just, you know, because there's not a lot of dampening in the back, but we don't have any of the crazy jiggle physics going on like we do on my vehicle. So let's go ahead and get back to our vehicle here. See if we can rush to it over here. All right, let's see. It's coming up somewhere. It is a very nice vehicle, man. I mean, it's really set up well. And I do like how the suspension's set up. I think we would be able to, you know, I might just rip it off and stick it on my car just to test real quick. But I don't know if it'll fit exactly. It's pretty wide. His brakes work so good, though. I don't know why my brakes don't work that good. Why does his brakes work so good? What is going on? His brakes really work good. Let's do this. Take a look at that real quick. So what is going on? How does his brakes? Well, I've like yanked my braking grip up to as high as it goes, and you know, even hit the you know, the highlight button and changed it manually to like 20 or 30. Still, I can't get it to brake. Now I don't know what he's doing over here. There are the brakes on the inside, but I think those are the ones that just come with the wheels. So here's his gear right there. Differential gear. I don't see any like custom brakes on this either. So I'm not really sure. Does he have some on the front? No. Oh, another unique thing he's doing is really with the steering. There's like not any kind of like, what am I trying to say? Rack and pinion steering setup. He's using little servo motors to do the steering, which is cool. So that's very compact. All right, let's see. Can we just take that off? I'm gonna take your car apart, dude. I'm sorry. All right, so let's check this out. What are these? Those are fuel tanks. All right, so he's got fuel tanks and everything. And this is the engine. Why is that? Oh, the engine's like kind of upside down. Well, that's crazy. All right, there's the throttle body. Oh, that's cool. So it's kind of like a little boxer setup, but not quite. I think it's just really just upside down. So he's got a clutch, a centrifugal clutch, a regular clutch. Yeah, I just added that to my vehicle, so that a lot of people were in the comment section saying, you need to add a clutch, add a clutch. So I was like, all right, I'm going to add that and see what happens. So here are, oh, so he does have the torsion bars on the top too. So he has them on, excuse me, he has them on the top and on the bottom. So if we take this piece, look, we're just going to take your car apart, dude. I'm sorry. But it's fascinating. All right, so I just lost. Oh yeah, here we go. So there's a torsion bar there, and it's connected to the back and connected to the front. I didn't know these bars could go that long. Okay, I guess they can. Well, that's kind of crazy. All right. Interesting. Okay, so that's cool. And batteries, the engine, and this looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 12 cylinder. All right, that's a small 12 cylinder. And then he's got a piston here. So he's got a actuator that's doing the control for the 3-speed. Really unique setup for the 3-speed. And I don't see anything that's helping with the braking. Why are we braking so fast? I want to know, like, how do you do that? Weird. Yeah, so this is actually less, 2.7. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. I don't see anything underneath here. No. Oh, he's got the same thing going on with the drive shaft. Okay. So maybe this is a better way of doing it. I don't know. But this is what a lot of you guys said to do. Now he's got his all, it's like connecting to there and there. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. All right, well, I don't see any brakes on here, so I know you can add brakes to your vehicle, but I don't know. So, all right, well, let's get rid of this here. I'm so sorry to take your car apart, but it's really awesome, and I'm going to have to steal some stuff off of it. So I'll just select that and just, there we go. And then we can just get rid of all of those parts. All right. Okay. Thanks, man, for showing me your car and saying, I know he told me to actually look at it and everything to check out how he did some of his suspension work. So I wanted to take a look at it because it is a very stable vehicle. I still don't understand the stopping power. I mean, he's got the, see, I put it at 10. I'm just going to do this, max it out on all the grip stuff here. Let's just max it out like he has it. And then he had 2.75. We'll just do 3 all the way around just for now, just to see if that makes a difference. And then let's start with, you know, adjusting the rear suspension. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off, and I think we need to remove, do we need to remove that? Maybe we need to remove this or figure out a way to better secure this. So let's do this. Let's see about just reducing the size to there. Okay. Oh no, actually we can have it right there. And what we need is something to come down from the top up here, maybe? Do we have enough room for that to hold the differential in place? So that might be the easiest thing, is just to remove it, and then we can extend this one down right there, right? So that should be, yeah, so that should connect to there. Okay, wow, this might be easier than I thought. So let's do the same thing over here. We need to go over one more. So hard to see, but I do like that we can fly all into the vehicle like this. And then bring that one down. Double check, make sure it's locked in. Okay, so now we just need to hold the rear end in place. And, oh, okay, I see. All right, so we could do it real easy like this. Matter of fact, let's just copy this piece there, and then we're going to rotate it. Do a little rotation like that. And then we need to make it 3 wide, 3 right there. And then what I'm going to do is stick it right above the axle, and then we'll have a drop down piece. So let's take this piece, and oh my gosh, I can't see where I'm going here. We need to put it right there, I think. Yeah, all right, so that's right above. That's connecting everything together. It's not in the way of anything. And then I'll take this piece. Where's it at? Right here. We'll take this piece and make it as small as possible. And then we'll rotate it like in line with the drive shaft. So it should be like that. And then I think we can place that, and it'll automatically snap in right there. So am I doing that right? Okay, 1, 2, right there. Yeah, we're connected right there. And we need to change that to a rotation piece, just like that. Okay. And now we need to copy that onto the other side. Okay, like this. Stop, give it to me. All right, and grab that. We'll place that right there, I think, right? Yeah. And then we'll select this piece right there, copy. Oh, I'll just stick it over there. Okay, let me have that, please. Okay, and do the same thing. Okay, right there. Oh no, right there. Okay, good. So another thing that some of you guys have said in the comment section, maybe it was Mr. Evil Daddy also, I'm not sure, but some of you guys have said that the joints, when they are the teal color, are typically stronger than if they are the purple color. I don't know what that means exactly, but I guess, you know, I just assumed that the teal color means that it's connected to a rigid block that doesn't have any type of moving parts on it. And things that were, you know, the purple color were things that could be set to move. Because I don't think you can make this set to rotate. Like, I can't change that. It's a fixed item. But things that were purple can be changed to their variety of whether they can, you know, pivot or slide or be stationary. So I just thought that's what the color difference was. So just like on, like, yellow means that you could put a belt on it and stuff like that. So when you switch over to this tool, you can put a belt on these things right there. I'm always having to reconnect that, by the way. So Yeah, all right. So now we have the rear end is set up to where nothing is hitting it now. So if I go back here and hit F, okay, did it do anything? Let's grab this, and are we locked in place now? Maybe it's, let's check out. I might have accidentally locked the suspension up. Okay, so that is pivoting, that's locked. That one is pivoting. So we have 2 pivot points, 1 lock point. Okay. And this one here is, that is allowed to rotate. Oh, that is, okay, we have an issue right here. So this one's locked, that one's rotate, that one needs to be rotate. Okay, there we go. Now that one seems good. And then that one as well, rotate, rotate. And I think we're all good now. So if I release it, okay, so it sags down a little bit. Oh, that one sagged down a whole lot. What happened? What just happened? Why is it sagging down so much and this side's not? Let's grab it. This side is not moving at all. But this side does. But now look at that. I can actually bring it up really high now. But why is this side locked? It's not moving at all. Okay. So let's grab our tool. Let's select. And it's got to be bound up somewhere. I don't know. Okay, that looks... Oh no, that needs to rotate. Okay. That needs to rotate. That is rotating, not rotating. And this piece is rotating. So is that what all it was? Let's look. Oh yeah, okay. There it goes. So interesting. Okay. Before we do the front, let's go ahead and do a test. Let me select this piece here and just slap this onto the back. Oh, need to select that and stick this dude back here, right there. And we'll just connect you up to our little speed sensor. I think that's the speed sensor. And yeah, okay. And then we'll go to the motor. And I don't think I just really need speed. That's all I'm really interested about. I actually have the engine running pretty good now. So then we go to here and we can do our RPMs and then our power, I guess torque or something. So, okay. So let's do this. Let's go and let's remove this pin. You there. And let's drop it to the ground. Bam. Okay, let's make sure the belt is in place right there. I did like reinforce. So reinforcing some of this stuff does actually make a difference. So I added a reinforcement block here and another pivot joint right there. And that really did help this little assembly, which tended to like start like going crazy and fall apart during high RPMs, especially the centrifugal clutch thing will start to, you'll see it start to fly apart and do weird stuff. So that's been resolved as far as I can tell. All right, so let's test this out. Start her up. And then let's get going. And then we're gonna shift. Oh, it's looking, gosh, I don't know. Let's shift up. It is still doing weird stuff though. So we might have to actually just rebuild the suspension. I can't, I mean, see, what is that right there? Like I let off the gas and then we just are like, oh, geez, dude, like, what are we doing? Still sliding. So yeah, like, I don't really know what causes that. Flip this over and let's drop it back to the ground here. Okay, so let's go back to our parts over here. It kind of seems like the rear end is doing better, maybe. And maybe the front end is now doing the weirdness, so I don't know. Oh, geez. Yeah, because we lose... I know you guys say there's no aerodynamics in this game. Whoa, hey there, come back. But, I mean, we do have propellers and stuff, so there's got to be some kind of wind resistance going on, because I really do feel like the vehicle gets light, and then it just, like, flips over due to wind. So I'm just curious if I make some kind of wing or something, if that will help out. So let's see, where is my stuff at? Uh-oh, broke the dang engine. All right, let's shift up. Let's get to our stuff over here. I don't know, it really does still seem like the rear end is doing the weirdness. So I just wanted to redesign that section as like a proof of concept before I go, oh my gosh, before I go too crazy. I guess we're just going to bounce to our location. Oh, yep. Okay. We'll just stop right here. And now, excuse me, now I think that it's probably best that I rebuild the rear suspension. I really feel like maybe that helped a little bit, but I just don't know. I mean, what you know, everyone was saying is, yeah, that's a binding point. But I mean, we don't have that much suspension travel anyway, and it seemed like just via the normal flex that it should not be causing that same issue. Let's put this up higher here. All right, let's do this, and then we're going to grab you. Excuse me. And where is my little test rig? Okay. So what I was saying is that if I unfreeze this right here, like if we were to reverse this, this would be, you know, going down is up on my suspension over here. And so there's definitely enough travel there up, you know, even with it binding, that it shouldn't be reacting. It's only if we really pull down on it, you can kind of see, and then it's like you can see that there's like a snap spring effect, but it has a little bit of travel. So I don't know if that's really what was causing it. I think there's a few other issues going on where I think it has to do with these ball joints. So I have a ball joint here and one there with this offset, and this is very, you know, typical to how a real knuckle on a car would be. You would have a shorter upper A arm and a longer lower control arm, and then you would have this angle right here, and this angle is can't remember what it's called. It's like the caster angle, I think, or something like that. And so this right here is important for when the suspension is traveling up and down and the car's, you know, pivoting and stuff like that, that it helps keep the contact patch on the bottom of the tire on the road correctly as you're going into turns and going over rough terrains and all kinds of stuff. So it's just the way the suspension corrects, and by having a geometry like this will help keep the tire going straight up and down with the vehicle as it's also rolling from left to right or whatever. So that's why you have all of these things. That's why you have like torque arms through the middle as well, so that the tires kind of respond to each other also. So anyway, I think we're gonna have to redesign the rear end and I'm not really sure the best way. I think we're going to just remove all of this stuff, and I'm going to replace it with all blocks. I'm going to get rid of this spindle joint, and I think what we're going to do is replace it with something like, let's see here, I think we're going to go with a piece like this. So I think we'll start off with something. Let's get this kind of mocked up a little bit, and then I want to start with a piece right here. Let me snap that on so we get it kind of straight to the world, and then we need to resize it down. So I want it kind of long, like maybe like that, because this is going to be where I want the fifth link piece to connect to. So we'll have it start right here, I think. So let's go over here a little bit. And then I think we'll take this piece, merge in one of these right here. Stop that right there. And then shrink this down. And I think we're going to have it 1, 2, 3. And then we'll put the axle in the middle. So we'll actually have the axle here. And then we'll add a lower control arm. So this will be the top part of the axle. And then we'll need a piece coming up. So maybe I can just copy this piece right there. Let's copy that piece. And I'm going to have the axle right there. Okay. And then that will be essentially where this piece is. Okay. So we have that piece right there. I wish, can we not, if I select that and select that, yeah, there we go. Okay. Can do that. So, all right. And then I think we'll put I think I'm going to go back to the CV joint because I haven't really noticed a huge difference, but I think we're going to go back to the CV and tilt this around. We'll kind of start it here. I'll give you guys like an idea where I'm kind of thinking. All right, so we're going to put that there, grab that, stick that in there. We're going to need to move it over to there. Okay, so this will be where our tire is going to go. And then we'll make that rotate right there. And then copy the tire over. So we can stick it on here, right about there. I really wish we could put all of this inside the tire. The optimal place would be, you'd want this like caster angle, basically this angle from this ball joint to that ball joint to be in the middle of your tire. You want it to be inside the tire. So that would be preferred. So, all right, so we have that set up going like that. And then we would have our control arm, which we're going to make. So let's see, I'm going to take the tire and move it over there. And we want the ball joint, have the ball joint up there, but I want to stay away from the ball joints. So I think we have that on top. So I don't want it up there like that. So maybe we go with a really short control. I really don't want it. I want it to. Okay, so what we do is we'll get rid of that. We're going to have to get rid of that. And we're going to need this piece here. And we're going to have to rotate that up like this. And we'll have to stick that on top. And we want that is too high. And then it's sticking out, but we want it to go 3. So let's make it go 3. And then we're going to take this piece right here. Okay. And rotate it around. I know I can use the hotkeys to do all this. That just drives me crazy sometimes. All right, so we're going to rotate like that. There's the hotkey. And then we're going to do this. Okay, so now that's going to be our pivot point for our upper control arm. So that's going to replace this ball joint. We'll have our upper control arm connected to this piece. And then for the lower control arm down here, that is 1 block down from this. And we don't want it to interfere with anything. So could probably go with something like, I'm trying to think here. Okay, I could do, I don't know. So I'm probably going to have, that's a single link right here. So I'll probably have a link there, and then we'll do 1 link, 2 links up there, and then maybe a 4th link. And then this will be the 5th link right here. So possibly. And I'm thinking we would do that with, we need that there. So let's need to shrink that down like that. And we need to copy this piece. It's not there. Copy that piece. I'm going to rotate it. Why is it all wonky jawed? And rotate. Okay. There we go, like that. And then we're going to lengthen it as well. Put that like right there. Okay, so this will give us a connection point at the bottom. And then I need to figure out another connection point because I need a drive shaft or an axle. So let's see, do something like this. Go in right there. Okay, and then copy that piece down here. Okay, so we could still do a double A-arm down here. Yeah. Probably, actually, now that I think about it, not really sure we need this piece. I mean, maybe not in this game. I'm not sure if this link right there makes much of a difference. I thought maybe it would, but it might be easier to skip that part. And see what we can do with, yeah. Okay, well, you guys give me a second. I want to kind of play around with a couple ideas, and then I'll come back and then we'll see what we've created. All right, guys, so it's definitely been a few minutes and I have reworked the rear suspension to something that I think is hopefully going to work a little better. I guess we're going to see. I haven't tested it yet, but I've kind of just been testing it in place. I haven't actually driven this around, and there's still a couple of things I need to do. Like I still need to add the anti-sway bar, the little torsion bar in this somewhere, and I had to remove it because it was in the way, because it ended up making the lower control arms a lot wider. So if we look over here, like let's just take this tire away so we can get a good look. I ended up making like a hub that looks something like this. And then we have the lower A-arm setup right here. And it's basically the same dimensions that it was over here when I had this as the rear end. And it follows the exact same setup. So I didn't really have to change anything with the differential area there, except for just adding a few pieces and pivot points for the new A-arm pieces. And now this is all super securely put together, and I think it's pretty well supported too, so we shouldn't have any movement back here. It should be a very solid rear end, just like the other folks that I've looked at and kind of looked at their setup, and this is similar deal. So yeah, so we have an upper control arm that's similar, and it's a wide stance there so that it won't like twist or torque or anything like that. I'm not really sure that's a thing in this game, but I mean, people have been mentioning it, and I think maybe in some ways it is. So I'm just going to take that in consideration and kind of design my stuff to deal with that. So I have super wide lower control arms and upper control arms. We still have the suspension or shocks in the same location there. I had my torsion bar running through this area, but now I don't. I was thinking about putting like a brake back here, like one of the disc brakes, and just mounting it, because I think I have enough space on this axle right there. And yeah, so I mean, this is the new setup. Now, one thing I did do over here, I went back to the CV joints, and I know a lot of you guys say like these are stronger, but I find that these do have like a wobbliness to them. And I tried, a couple of different variations of this. I mean, there's only really one other way where you can turn this 90 degrees from that joint, But what happens when I unfreeze it, you'll see like this stays stiff out there until it rotates and then it slides down. But it's that very weird angle right there when it's perfectly in a line, it will like cause the tire to kind of go up and down. Now, I don't see that happening on other people's builds, or even when I drive it around, it seems to do okay, but this seems to be a little bit smoother on this side. So when I grab our tool here and I pick this up, you can see like how nice that does. And then this one, it has to stress that piece. See how it kind of like moves, and you can even see space where it's kind of like trying to tear through it. And if I turn it, one of these 90 degrees from the other one, it does the same thing. And in some cases, it's a little worse. Like it just stays like this. It doesn't drop down like that. It seems like it has to slowly rotate the differential around in order for it to go up and down. So that's why it's a little more jerky over there. And even if I put the tire on it, it still does the same thing. So the tire doesn't make a difference. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, so let's go back to that. And you can watch that side fall down as the rear end turns. So yeah, so this side does this, same thing. It seems like we need more dampening over here though. It's at 50 on the dampening, but let's go up a little higher. It should come down a little slower than that. Yeah, that's a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know about this setup. I think, we'll go ahead and try it with this, and then I'll swap out if we see something going on weird with this end. It may not be anything or any noticeable difference, but I'm curious to see if the rear end is any different than what's going on with the front end. Because, the front end, we still have that setup right here where we're having that interference thing, which I don't think that's the real problem. I think the actual problem is going to be, once we get through this testing, I think it's going to be, something to do with these ball joints right here. I'm using the exact same ones that I had in the back. I really pretty much just copied this front suspension and put it into the back, and then just added a fifth link to it to support it. So I don't know. We're going to find out though. So let's go ahead and add a torsion bar or whatever, sway bar to the back. I think I'm just going to mount it to the back area here, and I should have some parts laying around. All right. These are all the parts that I ripped off. So there's our torsion piece. So we're going to stick that over here, and let's turn it around a little bit. I think I'm just going to pop off with some pieces like these. I think we're going to duplicate that right there. And come on, gimme. There we go. All right, so let's see. Let's turn that this way. And I think I'm just going to put it down probably right here. And we'll duplicate that one, move that one over to here. That side different. It is different. Let's fix this right there. That's supposed to go up right there. Okay. So I don't think that was affecting yeah, it's still doing that weird thing with the axle. So let's undo that. And we need our torsion bars. Okay. I'm looking on the ground. You can actually see them on the ground. It kind of tells me where I need to go. So there's one right there. And let's plug that sucker in. Probably right here. Get there, and then we'll pop this in like that. And let's see, I think that's where I want to put this. It's not going to be as long as, I don't know, I'm not really sure where I'm going to put it. Okay, so let's just duplicate that one. Put this one over here. Okay, so that is about as middle as I can get that. Yeah, is it really? Let's scoot it over a little bit here. There. Like that. Yeah, this really doesn't have it's kind of weird. It's a little offset. So let's move this one over. All right. Okay, so I think we're going to come up on the back here and just connect to something over here. Not really sure what. So it's going to be kind of a short arm. Maybe I'll connect it to this block because I don't think there's anything going through right there. Let's see, maybe this piece. What is that? Is that a circle ball joint? Okay, I think the ball joint will be fine. And let's rotate this that way. Okay, we'll just stick it in right there and align it to this area. Yeah, that's going to be just right, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Might put it... Let's see, should I put it there or should I put it on this bar right there? Maybe right there. Shoot, what the heck? Get back up there. Okay, and then I'm trying to scoot you over. So I can just do that and just, there we go. So, yeah, I think I like it there for now. And now we need a little ball joint thing like this. And let's just rotate this around. Okay. There we go. Pop that on right. Shoot. There. Right there. Wait. What? Okay. Come here. Come here. Is that the right thing? Okay. Yeah. That is the right thing. There it goes. And we'll need to shorten this one up. So put it like that. And then we need not that piece, but the female version of that. That is not it. Here's one. All right, so just grabbing all my extra parts laying around just because it's a little easier. And let's rotate that like this. Should be able to plop that right there. It's kind of short. I don't know if that is not going to do what I'm thinking it's going to do. Did it backwards. Hit it backwards. All right, so we can do it like this. Okay, we need some. It's not gonna be a torsion if we put it like that. So let's do it like this, and I'm gonna move that over here, and then I think like that. We need that to be longer. So make you a little longer. Pop you right there. And then this guy, let's see, that's a round. We'll probably need just 2 of those, right? Or should I use, you know what? I could probably do this easier with, let's see, all right, let's see. Grab this, I'm trying to think all this through here. And let's rotate that around. Stick that in there like that. Is this what I want to do? I don't think this is what I want to do. I don't think that's it. Because it's going to have to be a ball joint thing. Crap. Okay. So we are going to have a ball joint and just have to have a cup like this. All right. Let's make it one bit longer. There we go. That is not the ideal place. I wish we could put pieces in the middle. Here, can't snap anything in the middle of that, which is a shame. All right, and then let's just copy that, and we're gonna flip it over and make it longer. Put it right there, I think. Yeah. It's okay. So one more. Okay, there we go. So I'll have to adjust how I want to do that. Now, do we have one of these that have 2? I don't think we do. I think it's just this. And make that shorter. Plop that into there. Okay, come here. Go. And then now I need the other little piece. Is it? No, it needs to be the ball. I think that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, so we have to golly, all this stuff's in the way. Let go. All right. We need to find this piece right there. And rotate that. Stick that right there. Okay, so now that should be torsioning the torsion bar thing, or the sway bar, or whatever you want to call it. It's kind of a wonky way of doing it. Let's test this real quick and see what's going to happen there. That's fixed. That's fixed. These are joints. it's rotating and it's okay. Yeah, so it is doing it. So all right, what is that setting set to? Normally, oh, that's super high. Okay, we don't want any dampening. We just want spring rate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't need the dampening on it. And I think that's working. Why is that? What's going on here? Oh, crap. The heck? Oh, why it does that sometimes. All right, let's move it out of the way. And did my gear disappear? I was going to go mess with that gear. Yeah, for some reason that gear came dislodged. I just saw it highlighted. I don't know why that happens sometimes. Every so often. It's probably something to do with me accidentally clicking something. All right, so that's back in place. This is... Oh, these need to be freely moving. Okay, there we go. Let's test that again. And it's rotating. It should flop down. There it goes. Okay. So, yeah. All right, so now this should turn that other side once I get it connected to the other side. There we go. Not the best setup. It kind of sticks way out, so I'm going to have to probably could shorten it or just do it a different way. I'm just trying to make it like somewhat close to how it'd be on like a real car. So let me copy this on the other side. God dang, why does it do that? I think being in the rotate, having the rotate pre-selected just does that. So let me relotate this crazy thing. Okay, so I have changed my mind on the sway bar setup, and I moved it over here. I was doing it in the back. I just didn't really like how everything was set up, and it was getting a little clunky. So my OCD kicked in, and I figured I needed to do it a different way. So I ran it to the front. It's a little bit more condensed and out of the way now, and it seems to work a little better as well. So now if we unfreeze this, and the suspension should drop down because of that weirdness happening right there. And if we grab a wheel, you can see that the other end kind of responds at the same time. And we have tons of wheel travel now, so should not have any issues with anything as far as anything impeding our travel of our lower control arms. And it bottoms out here because this is the total max length of these shocks, but that's fine. We don't want it to go any higher. We don't really need it to go any lower. We don't need it to go any higher either. So let's go ahead and take this out for a drive and see what we can do, or what we end up making here, if it's worse or not. So let's unfreeze this thing and pull out the pin. Wait, I gotta switch tools. There we go. Pull out the pin. We'll just add it to our big mess of stuff over there. And let's unfreeze this. Drop it down. So, oh, wow, okay. Might need to turn up the shocks a little bit. Let's turn it up to 75. Is that going to help at all? Why is it so squatty now? It might be because... Okay. Okay, see another issue? I have too much leverage on the shocks. That is not where I need to mount the shocks at. So that's why we are bottoming out. Need to probably go back to the default way that I had it before. So let me do that real quick. And that's kind of crazy. All right, let's drag this up. Let's take it back over to our thing. And yeah, okay, so I kind of thought in the back of my head this wasn't really the right way to do this. I was trying to think of a cantilever setup, but that is not exactly the way a cantilever would work. So that is basically too much leverage right at the pivot point of the shocks right there. So what we need to do is we need to take this off. We'll just take these off over here. And then I think I can actually just make this pretty simple little tweak here. Let's see. Let's extend this out one little notch, or maybe two. No, wait, what happened? Where did it move to? Let's go right there. And yeah, let's take this one, pull it out. And I think I could Yeah, I could come up right there. That would still be a somewhat cantilever-ish. So if I go from the bottom, I'm trying to think here. I thought I had it before. So it's hard to, man, it's hard to remember. Okay, so let's do this. Should be able to go to my construction. Oh, wait, go parts. Let's load in this guy right here. Okay, let's go to the back. Yeah, okay, so this is, there we go. So that's hard mounted. I can do the same thing, hard mounted to the shock, and that did the right thing. So if we go here, put a pin in this somewhere, like get right there, unfreeze it. Okay, there, okay, that's working. Yeah, so now if I load it up, the bottom is cantilevering. Now, what is it? Where's the pivot point? That, okay, so the pivot is on the cup. All right, okay, so let's, geez, it's confusing. All right, so I can do this instead, right? So we need this guy, that one, but where is it? What is it I'm looking for? I'm looking for that. Oh, here we go. One of these guys. Then we can rotate this around. Let's see, go up like that. Yeah, here we go. And then we'll just plop that right. Grab that point. Stick on there. Okay, there we go. And look at that, turned out to be the right length. Now if I unpause, wait a second, we need a little pin. Pin in right there. And if we unlock it, okay, I think that's gonna work. Yeah, there we go. So that's more cantilever-ish, cantilever-ish, I guess. So, all right, okay. I think that's gonna work. But now I just need to copy that over here. So let's take that and copy this one. Put that right there. There we go. That was nice and simple. I think that's going to do it. So now let's unpause it and see if that fixed the issue of our squatty rear end. Drop that down. There we go. Now it's over. Now we have too much suspension. Okay, so we need to go here, put this at, I thought it was acting weird originally when I was playing with it. It didn't dawn on me. So let's put this down here to there. Oh, we're still up really high. Way up so high. Let's put this to 25, I guess. There we go. Settling down a little. And there we go. Now if we pick up the back end. Okay, that is, yeah. I want it a little higher, maybe try 35. Okay. You can see it go up, so 35 on this side. Yeah. Boom. There we go. So we should have, it's a little low in the front. I'm sorry, it's a little low in the back still. So probably need to readjust the front. The front looks a little high now. Oh man, why do I have that so high? I think this was just because I was trying to like max out the shocks to see if that was the issue with like the wobbliness. Okay. Man, all this for to keep it from doing the whole oscillation when we drive. All right, so I think we're good now. And let's check our belt there. That belt is on. And let's jump in this thing and just see what the heck happens. Kind of watch our setup here. Let's start the vehicle. And then I got to turn my controller on. So give me 1 second. Oh, that was fast. Okay. All right, let's see. So we hopefully our oscillation will be fixed in the back. See that right wheel? That's the one with that linkage. You can see how it's kind of like shaking, but see the left wheel is a little smoother, and you can still see the suspension torquing, but I don't see the wobbly stuff happening at all. Oh, there we go. There's the wobbly stuff. Well, man, really don't know what the heck to do with that. Did we break a belt or something? Oh no, settle down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, man, I really wish there was a way to right ourselves after that. Okay. So let's go and flip you over. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's do that and rotate, and then that kind of reset their vehicle anyway. Check that belt. That belt sometimes goes away. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Does it, you know, we still get the oscillation, it seems like. Now I don't know if it's coming from the front or the back, or if it's just something else. Don't get it. Get in. Let's check this out. That back is getting squirrely though. You see it doing its weird thing. Let's go up a couple of gears. And it's still doing it. Maybe it's coming from the back. I feel like I'm sorry, maybe it's coming from the front, but it seems to only be when we're on the gas. So do we see, oh, what the heck? Okay, settle down. I don't see anything besides the only wonkiness I see now is that right wheel. But I do see like, oh, whoa, 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 settle down. I can see the left side shake going in and out. I don't know. It's so hard to say. All right, let's try this. All right, calm down. Now I'm like, maybe it is this. Maybe it is this rear end thing. Let's just yank this off. I have parts all over this map. Let's grab this, and we're gonna rotate that like that. Stick you in this hole right there, hopefully. Okay, and oh, dang it! Forgot I meant to copy it. Okay. Okay, you go back into there. Need to. There we go. Thought I copied it. Guess I didn't. Switch you around. Stick you right there. Need to copy this guy. Okay. Put that there. And copy this one. Come on, grab it. Okay, and rotate. We'll stick you right there. Okay, now we have to unlock all the little pieces. Unlock that piece. Then this needs to swivel right there. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. And man, what the heck? I don't know why it's not showing me the. Oh, there it is. What in the world? Do I have two of them? Oh no. This is where it gets weird sometimes. Okay, and now I can. There we go. Make that swivel. Okay, it should be good now. So let's drop it to the ground. Ah, crap. Bring it back up. This thing needs. Okay, anything else? I'm gonna fall off my car right now. All right, then let's move these. Show up on the map. All right, now let's try it with this setup and see if this helps at all. All All right. Oh, it's still a little jiggly. Oh my gosh. Why did it die? All right. Let's put it right there. Let's go up a couple of gears. I mean, it seems a little more stable, but it just seems like it's doing weird stuff. Can I? Let's see. Let's get out of this mode. Get out of this mode. Let's like helicopter around our vehicle here. And let's look at the front. See what the front's doing. Oh my gosh. Maybe it is the front. Oh. Really hate when it does that. It's so annoying because I can't stop it. Oh. That's not good. That's not good. What the heck, man? Alright. That's just crazy. So now I'm kind of wondering if I need to do the same thing to the front end. That's going to take forever. It took forever to do this. I do feel like it's more stable compared to the other setup. But I don't know. It's like stable and not stable all at the same time. It's different, but better. And let's just see. Let's start this up again. And let's get it all the way in first. And then let's put it in like third gear. See, we can see the axles are having, these top axles are having an effect on like some shaking going on the back end, especially starting from like, you know, a standstill. We can see that happening. Let's look at it like this. It's so shiny. It's almost like the tires are out of round or something. But when it starts oscillating, I can't tell if it's coming from the front or the back. All I know is that when I'm coasting, it's doing just fine. But when I'm on the gas, it's when it starts doing it. It's like one wheel slips and the other doesn't. You know what? Let me double check the differential. Come back. Okay, so make sure it's on, which I don't know why that matters. Let's see. Are there any settings here that you guys can see that would cause what we're doing? We have limited slip part. Maybe we'll just turn that all the way up to 10. And that should make it almost like a solid axle at that rate, I would think. And let's try that and see what that does. Okay. Go up a couple gears. So, nope, it's still doing it. It's only under acceleration, and it's, you guys can see that, right? Oh, easy, easy. Ah, dang. It's like slow motion crashing. Okay. It's like the whole back end is shaking a little still. So let's take a closer look. We got to fix this. Because I don't understand why this doesn't work. I mean, I rebuilt the whole thing based on all of your guys' suggestions. I have the same axle. Unless it's something to do with, like, you know, the unequal A-arm situation. I don't know. It's just so weird. And when we let off the gas, that happens. Gotta figure out why it does that. Holy moly. It's like we're on the moon or something. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, because I am still apparently struggling. I thought we might be able to fix it in this episode. It's when it's under power, each tire is doing its own wonkiness. And I just don't understand, because if we load up, what is it? Let's get out of here. Let's just pop you right there. And I'm going to save this vehicle. Let's save you as this guy here. I'm just going to save you as version 5 now. So, all right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take Mr. whatever Bernard's Aguimaris or whatever his name is, and let's load up his crazy thing right here. Okay. He's got this rear end. This thing is super stable. And I just don't know like what the difference is. I mean, we kind of have a similar setup. I mean, his looks different, but I don't know. I mean, I'm using all the same kind of parts and pieces, just a little different, you know, it's like that. And there's another dude's like, if we load up this guy, like I gotta try this tank tread dude. That looks cool. But this thing right here, I don't know what this is. And this is like all kinds of glitched in components, I think. But if we like drop that down, he's got crazy suspension too. I think it's like more like a solid axle. But if we get in this thing, it's got all kinds of crazy pop-up stuff. Let's see, we got headlights, and we need the display, which is the up arrow key, which shows in the front. We also have in the back. He has a gear change thing. This does not have controller input. Let's start it up. It does have his lights all over the place. All right, and his car does not shake either. Now it does, and it goes about 250 as well, I believe. So I don't know, but it's only got like 2 or 3 speeds or something like that. Got air brakes. Pretty crazy. So I'm not really sure what the difference is. Let's yank the body off this thing. Where's our car at? There it is. See how well his brakes work. Oh, about as well as mine. Okay, so let's do this. Let's pull this guy over here. All right, and his front suspension, I don't even know. So it looks like we can take his body, just stick it off. That's a nice thing. And then, oh, he's got disc brakes back here. All right. And then we have, what kind of suspension is this? All right, what do we got going on here? So there's a tire. Oh, it's just solid suspension, but we have shocks. What's that going on? So, okay, so he just has a solid suspension setup, essentially. And I don't know what all these are. Just to drop the wheels up a little, or down. Okay, so it's the shock, differential, and it's all just solid connections to this piece, this little frame piece right here. Which then, I guess this whole back end has shocks, like a left to right shock action on it. I don't think I can, if we, oh, it just falls out like that. So if I grab that, oh, I broke it. Okay, I'm just gonna tear everybody's car apart today, apparently. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure out why yours doesn't oscillate and why mine does. It's just odd. Turn this down, get in this guy's car. Oh, settle down there. Let's go up some gears. And yeah, I mean, his doesn't, under acceleration, no jiggleness or anything. We have some, oh, about to break it. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just crazy. Let's see, where's our car at? I'm gonna lose my vehicle. I think it's this way though. Auto save. He's got good brakes too. Look at that. His brakes work great. Okay, so get out. Oh, I didn't. Sorry, dude. There we go. And let's just get rid of that. I think I left my car running. I left this car running. Okay. Destroy. And I'm not really going to worry about that. Really. All right. So yeah, like I said, we have our setup is, it's pretty solid. So I don't know what the deal is. We have the same tires too. I mean, he's got different tires, but the other guy, same tires, right? Same tires, yeah. And same settings on the tire? Huh. All right, let me clean up this stuff. We're gonna go head back to where I was assembling everything. So give me a second again. All right, guys. Well, I cleaned up my mess a little bit, kind of, sort of. Still got a bit of mess over there. And I just did something just kind of crazy extreme. So I went ahead and took basically this dude right here, Mr. whatever the heck it is. Where am I going? This guy right here, this RGS racing car by Mr. Bernard or whatever. And I essentially just yanked his whole rear end setup out of this back here, minus the transmission stuff. And I basically just took that and adapted it to my car. So it is essentially the same thing. If we yank all this stuff off here or whatever, it is literally basically the same setup. All I did, because he's using like torsion bars for the shocks essentially and dampeners, I went ahead and just put regular shocks and dampeners on it because I didn't have the same kind of setup, and I wanted to see if maybe the shocks were something to do with it. But I adapted his setup to mine. It's essentially the same thing, and it's just minus the transmission sticking out the back and the torsion bars. And I want to see, like, you know, does this work better than this? I mean, it's similar stuff, man. Like, I don't really understand. I mean, his is super wide on the upper A arm, but I mean, mine's so much wider than it was before, and I just can't believe that that's where the oscillations come from. I also tried disconnecting the sway bar. It doesn't seem to affect anything, and I messed with the shocks even more. I yanked, brought up the differential. The differential on the back of his, let's just go double check back here, see what setting he has his on. His is on. Let's activate that. There we go. He's got his on 5 and 10 on the input smoothing, so 0.10. Nothing else. I don't see anything else. Let's go. I know I changed that earlier, so let's see what it is. This should be the same. Yeah, okay, 5 and 10. I changed this one to 10, but it was, I mean, it's basically the same as it was before. So, oh crap, get back on there. All right, so now let's drive the, oh, come on. All right, I hate when I do that. There we go. So let's go drive this thing around and see, what the difference is. Now, the one big difference here, if we look at it like next to this guy, is, if I can line it up, see how I have a lot more like ground clearance underneath my vehicle than the back end of this one. And his whole vehicle is like not a lot of ground clearance. I think these are like, I don't know if those are connecting pads or supposed to be skid pads like on a Formula car, but not a lot of ground clearance. But maybe, I don't know, I guess going around the oval tracks of the racetrack will be fine for that. But I was kind of hoping to have a vehicle that could go on all the terrains or most of it. So I don't know, let's see what the difference is. And let's see what his drive shafts look like real quick, because I don't even remember. Yeah, so his is exactly the same as what I have set up. It's using the same thing. It does have this though. Huh. How does that's in line? Wait a second. So he's got the drive shaft like connected to the lower A arm, and it's rotating like that, and it's not like on a slip thing either. Weird. Okay, so I have the same setup, but I don't have it connected to my A arm. And he does. I wonder if that could be, I mean, if that could have something to do with it. Well, I don't know. Let's just see. Let's say, I don't know. I'm expecting the car to be more stable, but it could be all coming from the front end, and I've just been jacking with the wrong end here. Get out of there and get down. Okay, now let's jump in. Yeah, see how low we are? All right, so let's crank this sucker up and go up a couple of gears. I see some jiggle. The front end is doing something. Here, wait a second. It is. Oh, wait a second. We're not. It's not. I mean, the front end, it has some oscillation, but I can definitely tell that that's coming from the front end now. Whoa, whoa. Oh, well, okay. Wait a second. We got something going on. It's better. I mean, I can steer without flipping the car over, too. Now, I don't know if that's just because how low the suspension is. I mean, I can drive it. It's like way more steady. So we're not spinning out at all. Like, I got the wheels turned all the way. I'm trying to flip it over. Holy cow. Oh, there's, okay. And we're actually going more straight. Oh. All right. I don't have reverse on here, do I? I do have reverse gear. Oh, it's not engaging though. Shoot. It is not engaging. So I need to figure that out. Okay. All right. So that is interesting. Okay, let's jump out here. Let's do this. Let's rotate you around. Go back the other way. And I need a display. The back here. We're on the edge here, so come on, select. What is it's weird when you're up against this wall, things get wonky. Like I'm trying to select everything on my vehicle. There we go. It's not. I'm gonna have to move it away from that wall. I don't know what's going on with that wall, but it makes your dude act weird. Like the controls don't work the same. Okay, what was I gonna do? I was gonna put a display on the back here. Where is that? Shoot. Right here. Okay, that is that interfering with all my suspension stuff? I feel like it is going to interfere with everything. Let's delete that. Let's choose. I just really want to know what the speed is. Okay. Can't scoot all the way back, so go. Let's stick that right there. And I just really want to put the miles per hour on this thing. Okay, turn it on. There we go. Okay, so that should give us a readout. And now let's test the speed and see if we're still stable. How interesting. That's so weird. Like, maybe that's that one drive shaft thing. All right, come on, shift, downshift. And it's weird right here, but then when we get up to a little bit higher speeds, it seems to actually calm down a little bit, like right here. I don't know. We're at 280, 300. So yeah, it's like super stable. Like, look, I'm moving the car around. I can't even flip it over. And can we get back up to 400 again before we're running out of room? Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, we're at 4. Man, Uh-oh. Okay, we're at the end of our gears. So that there it starts. Okay. All right. So, well, we're definitely like way more stable. Holy cow. Uh-oh. Settle down. Oh, I think I broke a gear. Okay. So definitely way more stable now. I'm curious. Let's drag it away from the wall again. If we take off the shocks, I'm just curious. Like, what does the suspension travel look like on this thing? Let's go to our parts. Right down here. And swap, come over here. Swap this around. And then now let's unpause it. Whoa. Okay, so that's, now if we unfreeze it, well, what the heck? It doesn't have any suspension travel. I mean, it's kind of doing something. Man, it's turning the whole thing. That may be my fault. Let's unlock this again. So everything is locked up on this. Oh, that's not though. So that's rotatable. That rotates. All that rotates. That is solid mount to this. That what I would expect to rotate. That doesn't rotate. That's solid mount. And then that is solid mount. Oh, because that's a torsion, but that's rotates. Okay, so this whole thing rotates. How is that supposed to work? Because to me, that's showing that it's really still solidly mounted. Weird. Okay, so I don't know if it's like that. That could be me. I'm not sure. Let me put all that back on. Okay, let's do this. Let me go back to our other car real quick. Okay, I wanted to see something on this dude's car. This whole episode's about dissecting this poor guy's car. Okay, so let's drop that down. And does he, where, now, make sure I have all the same connection points. Oh, okay, so that is solid mounted and that is solid mounted, but it rotates there and it rotates on the torsion bar. And then these rotate, which I'm not sure on mine. Did I have it do the same thing? Yeah, those are all rotating. Okay, so we're good. I think it's all the same. So, I mean, I literally just chopped off the back of this and moved it and stuck it on the back of my car, minus these torsion bars. So that might be the only area that's super different, because the torsion bars do allow it to pivot. So it does allow the bottom to pivot, but not here. Like this piece. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, it's pivoting right there. Okay, so it's connected to that bar and it does pivot. So how weird is that? Now, if I grab a pin, let's shoot. What do I do there? Okay, let's come back and let's just stick that on the back there. Let's relax this. That's weird. Okay, and what's going on there? That's weird. I would have thought, how's that pin doing that? Let's put it on the body somewhere. Okay, maybe that's better. Yeah, okay, that's weird. All right, so do that, and let's grab, use our little grab tool. Why is it not switching to the tool? Okay. Grab. There we go. Maybe I need a new keyboard. So yeah, so it does have some suspension travel here. I pull this up. Now it doesn't have like a connected sway bar kind of thing, but I mean, we're definitely getting travel, but it doesn't have like hardly any. Well, yeah, I guess it does, but not much. I think because it's using all the torsion bar stuff, it just acts different. So I don't know, guys. You're gonna have to. I just don't get it. I like this setup, but there is not like a lot of normal suspension travel. So I'm assuming if I take this out on the more mountainous courses or whatever, it's going to bounce all over the place. So let's see. Let's grab this thing. There we go. And unfreeze it. Yeah, I can see that bounces already. So if we grab this, see how it bounces there? So that's not what you want. You want it like this. I'm not really sure. I think he said he's making some changes to this, but trying to get it lighter or something to stop the flipping over, put the low center of gravity lower. I did the same thing by making my floor pans down here made out of, I think they're tungsten. Yeah, so they're heavy, which did help, but it'd be nice if we can get it lighter without having to do that. So I don't know. Again, I don't know if there's aerodynamics in this, but it sure seems like something's up with that. So I don't know. I wish I could get this setup to work because I like this setup because it allows us to have the most ground clearance. I have no idea why it sways back and forth. So now I'm kind of like curious if I put a bar, you know, right there on that drive shaft that's in line with this, if that would do anything or not. I don't know. But I guess we're going to just end the video here. I want to see what you guys say in a comment. And at least, you know, we have a few variety of suspension setups. We just need to get them to stop with the oscillation thing. I think I'm going to reset up the front suspension and then I'll show you guys what that's like in the next episode maybe, and see if I can do it like this because it is acting better. It's just still not where I want it to be. I mean, it's not like this, you know, I want it to act like this and some of the other vehicles, but it seems like it's still a challenge just using normal suspension configuration. Like all of these are so extremely, you know, different. This is a very different setup than your normal kind of setup, and it'd be nice if we could have a normal vehicle setup and it function right, you know, especially with the CV joints. You can definitely tell the CV joints rock back and forth, and that may be part of the issue. So I don't know, I may put a little bar right in between this drive shaft to see if we can hold it steady, to see if that helps, because that's what he has over here. Get back over here. Oh shoot, what? I'm sorry, hang on. There we go. There we go. So yeah, like right here, this piece is got this little nub, and it's locked this whole shaft in place, not allowing it to go anywhere. So I don't even know how that works like that. So anyway, I don't know. I'll play with it, and then I'll let you guys know in the next episode if that ends up doing something. But I think we're gonna call it here. This episode's gone on long enough, and just still trying to figure out the same thing. I think we made some headway, and we have, you know, a better. I actually like this suspension setup a little better than that one. This one's a little more compact, but this one is more stable. So, but just slightly. Like I said, we still have that issue. So anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comments, and I appreciate you guys watching the videos, and certainly appreciate all of your help in the comment sections and just all your advice and, you know, telling me and letting me know about certain things, especially with just all the little things I'm missing, which, you know, definitely helps. There's so much in this that it's hard to, you know, keep track of all the little, you know, switches and toggles on this game that, you know, you forget to turn something on or whatever. You guys seem to catch that. So anyway, we definitely appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe on the video, hit that little bell notification, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot.